Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A for May. If you would like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Sorry about the noise at the start. I had my fan on. It's super muggy today because it's all rainy and thundery, but it's also really hot, so it's steamy and I'm just a hot mess at the minute. Okay, question number one. This is from Mickey Goubler. If you were reborn as an animal and you could choose, which one would it be? Which is your favourite pet in WoW and which mount do you like best? Best wishes from Germany, Simothis. Okay, if I could be reborn as an animal, I think I would like to be a dog because, I mean, I think I'd make a really good dog. And a particular breed, I think I'd be, I kind of want to say Springer because I've got a Springer, but I am not that energetic. So it would have to be, I think I'd be one of those little dogs that, you know, tries really hard to be energetic and they really want to keep up, but their legs are too short. So that's the kind of breed I'd want to be. Which is your favourite pet in WoW? So if you mean like hunter pet, then it would definitely be Loc Nahak. And if you haven't seen my WoW parody about Loc Nahak, please go and check it out. WoW's on play tonight, I'm logging in now for a kitty fight without claws and paws and OMFG. Oh wah, let's all PG party, running without picks up, we're high on Smarties. Someone throw some catnip at me. And which mount do you like best? Well, obviously the mount that I like best is the mount that I will never have, and I've accepted it, and that is Invincible. I have farmed that fucker for years and it will not drop. So I've accepted that there's people that get it on their first run, second run, third run. But you know, like when you go and you do Ice Crown Citadel, and you don't just do it on one character, you do it on about 5. It really gets quite tedious, and I got to that point where all I was doing on World of Warcraft was logging in and farming that mount and the Ashes of Valar one on about 5 characters, and I got bored and I gave up. So now I just admire other people's Invincibles from afar and secretly hate the person that has it. Hey Sharm, what's your best and worst dream that you ever had from Ged? Okay, so I won't go into detail about the worst dream that I ever had because it was insane. Like it was just so awful, and it was basically just a big old horror film that I couldn't stop. And the next morning I was so afraid. This was years ago, this was when I was about 19, and I had to call my nan and ask her to come and sit with me because I was so afraid. It really freaked me out. But the best dream that I ever had was like, it was so cool. So basically there was like this, and okay, so this is a book. I've wanted to write this story, and I found a song that's like similar to the one that I heard in my dream, and it's very inspiring, and it makes me want to write this story. But basically it's about an incubus, which is like a male succubus, and he goes around just feeding off, like, you know, sexual energies from women, and that's how they sustain themselves. And you know, I'm a sucker for paranormal romance, so this is why this dream was so awesome to me. And so basically he encounters this one girl, and she's been through so much shit that she's traumatized, and I mean, I'm not saying she's like asexual, but she doesn't have any sexual desire there, so there's nothing for him to like feed on. But that's why he like falls in love with her big time, because it's kind of like that whole you want what you can't have kind of thing. And there was this scene that played out in my dream where this girl and her best friend walked into this room where the incubus was, and this music started playing. And look up oh, what's it called, the Billows or something, hang on, look up The Princess and the Pearl Billows on YouTube, and that's the closest to the song that I heard in my dream at that point. And the song was beautiful, and this song really reminds me of what I heard in my dream. And her best friend, like this incubus, was basically like
totally wanted to be with this like traumatized girl, and her best friend was like looking at him saying, you can't have her and you need to leave her alone because she's been through enough shit and she doesn't need this crazy shit going on. And oh my god, it was such a good dream. Like, I love paranormal romance. I literally just read paranormal romance books. That's the only genre that I enjoy reading. So this was like the best dream ever. Oh my god, I totally skipped a huge question. If you would achieve your breakthrough in the music industry, would you adapt to the music market or help shaping a sort of genre? What genres would you choose? Also, greetings from Germany, from Stefan Volkmann. That's an awesome surname. You sound like an X-Man character. So I find that that's like an... it's an unusual question because I don't want to make a breakthrough in the music industry. That's not something that I'm trying to achieve. I would never see myself as someone who's on the radio or on TV or touring or anything like that. I'm quite happy with my little corner of heaven that I've got here with my little, you know, homemade studio and stuff like that. But what I do strive for, and something that I would like to head towards, is being a prominent voice in the video game industry and being a vocalist that someone, you know, game creators, they think of me and they think Jenna would be a good singer, she's got a good style for that that video game, and that's something that I would absolutely love. And that would be the ultimate. But it's like Aubrey Ashburn and Laurianne Horse and women that have got prolific voices. They're very much known in the video game industry, and that for me would be, in my opinion, the breakthrough for me. But whether that ever happens, I mean, I'm 33, my voice ain't gonna last forever. So what genres would you choose? Well, like, video game genres are usually exactly what I want to be singing. I love the openness of video game music. It's generally so, there's so much scope for a vocalist, and it is one of those things where a lot of the time video game, if it's not the theme tune, video game music needs to be something that doesn't distract the player when they're playing the game, but it needs to distract them enough that it has an influence over how they're feeling when they're playing the game. So, for example, if you're walking in an open world and you're running through some fields, the worst thing that you could have is suddenly a really loud vocalist coming in, and it's completely out of place because you're sort of thinking, why is, and it distracts you from what you were doing. What you want is a vocalist to come in very, very subtly, very gently, and just enhance certain parts of what you're doing without distracting the player, and that's a very difficult thing to do. And as a vocalist, sometimes it's very difficult to rein yourself in when you're doing ambience tracks and things. But I hope that answers your question. I may have gone off on a tandem a bit, but what do you think about Overwatch? Do you like it? I played Overwatch and I did enjoy it to start off with, and then I got killed a lot and raged a lot and fell off edges and stuff, and it wasn't really fun anymore. My boyfriend plays it religiously, like he loves it. That's his go-to game. He's playing Destiny 2 as well at the moment, but like his go-to is Overwatch. But I find that I can only play maybe 3 matches and then I have to log out because it's too much for me. I'm much more like, I'm a very slow player, okay? I like games that don't stress me out. Speaking of games that don't stress me out, I was loving Guild Wars 2 until I hit the heart. I was loving it. I was there, I was playing it, I was in it, my story was great. I hit the Heart of Thorns maps and I tolerated the very first one, Verdant Brink. I tolerated it for about a day, and I still couldn't get everything completed because some of it is gated content behind a freaking helicopter that only comes at night, and it's like every 45 minutes or some stupid joke number like that, and I just couldn't. So there's a canopy level as well where you have to glide around and you have to get the updrafts and go into them, and it's just too much. It's too stressful. I've literally quit Guild Wars 2 and I knew this was going to happen. I knew I'd get to the Heart of Thorns maps and not be able to get through them and then not persist into Path of Fire, because the completionist in me does not want to not complete the Heart of Thorns maps before getting the expansion. So unfortunately, not a happy bunny with Guild Wars 2. From Gaetano Grimodo, do you plan to make more videos about singing tips? Ged. Oops, I did the question about Overwatch Anonymous, but it was mine. Right, this singing tips video. So I did one, didn't I? And then I started myself watching. I mean, if you was to ever hack into my YouTube account, please don't, then you would see on my homepage that it's literally just singing tips, singing videos, people with crazy ideas about like voice hacks and how to make your voice great and all this shiznit. And I realised that my tips video was shit. So I don't think I'm in a place where I should be giving tips when I'm having difficulties with my own voice. And I understand that lots of singers, they're never ever going to be 100% happy with their voice. We are always learning. But, and there is always something to learn, there's always something to change. I mean, just as an idea, you've got vowels, okay, and you can sing vowels completely differently, you can place them completely differently, so it's not just a matter of singing like bad, you could say bard, that sounds stupid, but like bad or bird, and there's different placements, so there's always something to learn. And my singing tips video was, I mean, when I look back, it was so basic. But to be honest, right, I'm not going to diss myself too much, because there aren't enough videos, beginning tips for singers, that say things like, you should have a clean mouth, you should be hydrated. Like, these are like basic things that aren't actually mentioned, and you can't start singing if you haven't like cleaned your mouth. Like, it's just a basic thing. So, you know, maybe my video wasn't that bad. It was really bad. Have you ever played D&D? If not, would you like to play it someday? Also from Gaetano Grimodo. So D&D is Dungeons and Dragons, right? And I could be wrong, but I feel like it's an MMO, and I feel like I did play it once. And I started playing it, I'm probably totally wrong, I feel like it's also a card game or something. And I'm sorry if that's what you're actually referring to, but I'm thinking of the MMO, and I did play it for a bit, but I didn't stick with it because at the time that I started playing it, it was only because I think one of Ian's, my boyfriend's friends, was playing it, and we wanted to go and like hang out with them in game. But I think we logged in and created characters, and we just couldn't catch them up level wise, and we was both really addicted to World of Warcraft at that time, so it didn't work out. I mean, I'm always up for playing new MMOs, and I feel so MMO'd out right now. Like, I've tried Black Desert, Rift, Guild Wars 2, what else have I got on my desktop here? Oh god, why have I got so many windows open? Ian's always saying to me, why do you have so many tabs? Black Desert, Guild Wars 2, Starcraft, that's not an MMO, is it? Where's my, oh, Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft. I feel like I've played so many more MMOs, I must have uninstalled them. But I'm MMO'd out right now, and I'm always up for playing a new MMO, so if you know one and I haven't played it, I will definitely download it and see what it's like. What was it like to meet the angels when they came down from the heavens to ask you if they could choose your voice? And that's from KK. Well, that never happened. Let's say they were more like hellhounds that came down and sort of went, was you calling us? Because we heard you screeching and assumed that you wanted us to do your bidding. Hello Sharm, have you seen the film Trolls? If not, Trolls that was, by the way. If not, I recommend it. It's so cute and funny, and the music just puts me into good humour. Have you ever heard the voice of Sigrid Hausen? Can tell. I thought you might enjoy it. From Simothis, let me have a look. They've linked a video. This is called Winter. It's got the lyrics. Oh, it stopped playing. Hang on. at the lyrics. That's beautiful, and as you can tell I was really getting into it. I didn't know the lyrics were there, but they're in I want to say Swedish. Wait, Swedish isn't a thing, is it? Swede. Oh, Norwegian. Du vet was gelf rot under bla, gruen in demwald under underswa, de klenen vogel sungada, ne shri abade nebelkra, hat si I under varwe jar, sist warden blek and Ubergra. Uber, I recognise that. That's a card thing, and it also means awesome. Des ripped fet sick vel manic bra. Des rim fit sick vel manic bra. That's my legendary. What's the word? It's not Swedish. God no. Hi Sharm, which song is the saddest you've ever heard? For me, it is The Great Below by 9 Inch Nails. Best wishes from Germany. Simothis. Blood Elf Priest. That's a really hard question because there's lots of sad songs that I've heard. Let me think. I know this is kind of probably a really weird one, but you know System of a Down Chop Suey at the end when he sings, "Why can't you see that you are my child? Tell everyone in the world that I'm yours. Take this something to the end of you." That gets me every single time. Let me see if I can find it so I can show you. Oh my god, it's this bit. This is like my favourite bit. Deserve to die. Oh my god, there's just something about that song and it gets me every time on that bit. It's just so, I mean, I don't even feel like it's angsty. I feel like it's just more like, why have you forsaken me? Is that angsty? I guess it's kind of angsty. Okay, last one now. Is there any tips, tricks for any starting YouTubers or a way to entertain your viewers? From Daniel. So for me, YouTube is about doing something that you love and sharing it with people. And if you're not honest and you don't genuinely enjoy what you're doing, you're gonna feed that to your viewers. That's going to be fed to you, and you guys aren't stupid. Like, you will pick up on it. If someone isn't enjoying what they're doing, you will pick up on it. So you probably already think like, why is Sharm making videos? Because she obviously doesn't enjoy it. But you know what I mean. YouTube should be a place for sharing something that you love doing, and it shouldn't be a place about numbers. It shouldn't be a place about how many likes, how many views you've had. There was one point where I turned off my subscriber count because I don't care. I don't care about, like, this is making me happy. I feel happy now. This feels good. And I don't need a number on my screen to say that's how many subscribers. How does that have any impact on what I'm doing? It should never be about that. I just enjoy doing this, and this is something that you guys have put me in a position to be able to do. It motivates me even more, and this is why you should create something on YouTube. And if you're passionate and you're enjoying something, that feeds through, and other people that are watching it will be like, this is nice content, it's enjoyable to watch, because the person that's making it is enjoying what they're doing. If you're sitting there half-hearted and just making rant videos or moaning about stuff, I mean, I do moan a lot, but moaning about stuff constantly, I feel like I'm describing myself, and just your heart's not in it, and all you're really doing is maybe pointing out that you don't have enough likes, or why don't people enjoy it, like watch what you're doing, and why don't people don't want to see that. No one cares, they just want to see you doing something that you love so that they feel good too when they're watching it. So if you're going to start on YouTube, start on YouTube because you've already got something that you enjoy doing that you want to share. YouTube is just the stepping stone for the foundation of your passion. Your passion should be there first. YouTube is secondary. You put your stuff onto YouTube, you build a community with like-minded people that come to your content because they also think that your passion's fun too. And that's why you should be on YouTube. Not for numbers, not for likes. Like when I first started doing this, there was a part of me that was like, oh my god, my subscribers are going up, they're going up, they're going up. But that was like right at the start, and I don't know why the numbers had such a significance to me, because it never really impacted my singing. Like, I always wanted to sing. So I don't know why the numbers were at one point for me like, oh my god, I'm getting more subscribers, or why am I getting dislikes on that video, why am I getting likes? It doesn't impact me as a singer. But now I'm at a point where it's like, well, this is freaking awesome, because the things that I do notice are completely different to the things that I used to notice, which was like subscriber count and how many likes and dislikes and all that shiznit. But now it's like, oh my god, I recognise these people in the comment section. Every video they're commenting, I see your names and I recognise them, and I'm like, these people keep watching my videos, they keep coming back, and to me that means more than any subscriber number. Like, and that means that we're in it together, and that's the most important thing about YouTube. Have your passion, use YouTube as your catalyst to share your passion, and build your community with people that are going to be like, oh my freaking god, I enjoy your stuff, let's talk about it. And that's what YouTube should be about. Anyway, I'm gonna go because seriously, I mentioned in a vlog, I guess last week, because oh my god, I just literally blew my own mind. Present me is going to be uploading this to the future me now, but present me is on the same day as my vlog last week, but today? Oh no, what the hell? Anyway, in a nutshell, I had a coffee with caffeine in it, and I feel like now I have about 3 hours worth of footage to edit. All because I had a coffee. This is what happens when I have caffeine. Anyway, have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. But it's not, it's for me now, it would be in a fortnight, but for you guys now, because, oh god, because I've uploaded this a week later, it's only going to be a week when I do my weekly vlog. And right now, me is actually going to be in Mallorca. Like, as I'm talking now, hi, yeah, I'm actually in Mallorca. Like, that's mental. How mental is that? Next week, I will upload my Mallorca vlog and you'll be able to see what I got up to. I'm not going to vlog a lot, though, in Mallorca, because, you know, sometimes you just want to, like, if you're like me, a lot of the time when you see something cool or you're doing just your general things, you think, oh, I'll get a picture, I'll film that, oh, I want to share that with people. But sometimes it gets a bit too much and you think, oh my god, I just don't want to film anything. I don't want to have to document everything I'm doing. And that's just a natural feeling. I'm always taking selfies, not selfies, but pictures and selfies. Like, let's be real, it's like 99.9% selfies, and then 0.01% of, no wait, 0.1, my maths is so bad, 0.1% is just pictures of Maggie. That's a lie. If you looked at my camera roll, actually, you would see that it's like 75% Maggie, 25% my mush. But anyway, once again I've rambled. I should probably just go and lie down and eat some fruit. But have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for the Mallorca vlog. And if you want to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade, and I will do my best to answer your question, as long as it's not too rude. That was an awful outro.